All right, let's talk about this aftermath of the Trippie Redd album, because I don't know what it is, but Trippie Redd gets so much hate. I saw a couple of tweets. It's like ever since 2019, I want to say like the exclamation mark album, when the Playboi Carti feature was taken off, and maybe it was somewhat of a mediocre album as opposed to or compared to his A Love Letter to You 2, 3, Life's a Trip, 1, all of that, you know, and I get it. However, Trippie's not as bad as these people say. Like they're not even listening to the album and they're just saying it's trash. I saw people like at 12:30. It was similar to the Whole Lotta Red situation. People were calling it trash at 12:02 a.m. on the day the Whole Lotta Red dropped. And it's like, bro, you ain't even listened to a full song yet. How do y'all have the credibility to have this sort of opinion, or how do you justify that? So I don't understand. And I personally thought that Mansion Music was a great album. I'm continuing to listen to it. It's like similar to Rage, but it's like the next progression where it's not like so harsh, but it's still futuristic sounds. Plus it got Glow, bringing that back. I know Can Summers, they're on it as well. So, you know, people are going to say he's biting or whatever, but originally Chief Keef started it. So I don't want to hear no new gens being like, yo, he's ripping Summers and Can sound. That just doesn't make sense. And he got a bunch of features who, yeah, big ones, but also he put on some other people who are still lower than him, like Lucky and whatever, at least sales wise. Y'all, I know I'm going to get destroyed for that take, but I just wanted to discuss some interesting facts as well. I actually think this album's going to do super well. One, it has ranked at the #1 of Apple Music for all albums, I believe. So this is beating out SZA, Heroes and Villains with Metro Boomin, which has been killing it, like 100K on its like 4th week and whatnot. I don't know what it's hitting on a weekly basis at this point, but he has hella features that are even bigger than what Trippie got with like Travis Scott. He even almost had Drake, but then he cut him, which is crazy in itself. That just shows that he really cared about the music. But regardless, Trippie Redd has #1 album on Apple Music, so it's gonna do well. I think it'll hit like at least like 65, 70, man. I feel like that's low-key a W now with streaming numbers going low. And plus, I don't know why, given that Trippie Redd releases a lot of albums similar to like Youngboy, but at a less frequent pace. Youngboy literally be dropping an album like every 2 months. But we excuse the fact that Youngboy releases so much music and hits like 30K first week. With like, yeah, the Youngboy fans are hyped, but it's like, yo, this is just saturated at this point. But Trippie, he keeps up a pretty consistent pace, 2 albums a year. So I know he took a break ever since Trippin' Night, but it's only January, and this is kind of just like the precursor to A Love Letter to You 5, and he's still selling like at least 65, 70, 80 every single time. Pegasus did sell well, but Neon Shark didn't really count because it was like alternative or rock, so that's not even like rap. Of course, not all of his fans are going to be listening to that, since he is, of course, or he did start as a rapper, but still, he's really consistent, and I still think that he's one of the most versatile. No dick suck. Anyway, though, we also found out that Carti might have actually been on the Mansion Music song like everyone thought at the beginning, with that one snippet that surfaced or leaked. And by the way, it got copyright takedown on like everywhere, like Twitter, Instagram, whatever. So I'm thinking it might have been real, because usually that only happens with Carti or like Uzi, like small. I don't know who's bigger at this point, like Trippie, Carti. I think Carti's image or persona is bigger than Trippie, but regardless, usually Carti's leaks get taken down at a faster pace just because they're much more exclusive, you know? So anyway, Mansion Music. Carti is listed as a songwriter on Apple Music only. I checked on Spotify. When somebody sent this to me, I thought it was fake. Somebody just like, did like inspect elements, or they photoshopped it. But no, if you go on Apple Music, Playboi Carti right here is listed as a songwriter on Trippie Redd's Mansion Music, which was the song that surfaced with like the 30 or 45 seconds with people thinking that it was Future or like Ken Carson because it was like a lower voice. So maybe Carti will be on that. It seems real at this point. It is odd though that on the songwriting credits of the entire album, usually songwriting credits are given to like the legal name, like on your identification. So it would be Jordan Carter or Michael, is it White? Is Trippie Redd? I think that's his name. But regardless, so it's weird that it shows their stage names on the written by, but who knows? I'm just telling you, maybe it was ripped from the album. That one producer, let me find it, Bosley, who is the producer of Mansion Music, if you go on the Genius credits, that he said in a Discord, and afterwards he claimed he was trolling, but he said that Carti took it off because he's dropping music soon, if you remember. Let me find it real quick just so everybody knows I'm not cap here. Right here, Bosley in Discord. Carti verse was real. He got off of it last week. This was January 17th, so only 4 days ago. So he was on it about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, cause he dropping soon. So as I was saying in a stream prior, maybe he doesn't want to give someone else the hype because so many people are waiting for him to release music. So if he gives it to Trippie or whatever, like, sure, the Carti fans might be more hyped because that would lead to maybe the start of a rollout for his next album of Music or Narcissist or whatever it turns out to be. But he wants all of that hype for himself. So that's actually respectable. You got to give him that. He could still end up being on a Love Letter to You 5 though. Now, last thing I wanted to discuss regarding this Trippie album, and it is with respect to sales, Trippie Redd, I feel like a lot of times he's not in the main demographic for the Rap Caviar type placements. Like, he's on a bunch of other playlists like Internet People or whatever, because he's more, there's like two sides of rap as we discuss all the time. There's like the street side with like Lil Durk, Lil Baby, Young Boy, etc., etc., and then there's like the Trippie, Carti, Uzi, which is like more like the weird rappers, quote unquote. So but Trippie Redd got the top spot on Rap Caviar. I think we can all agree Lil Baby's verses were not top tier. Honestly, they might have been the worst features on the project. One of them, he sounded like he was off 17 perk 55s. And so I don't understand why this song, Dark Brotherhood, is listed on Rap Caviar. Actually, I do. It's literally just because it's Lil Baby. So they're trying to dick suck him even more, thinking that since Lil Baby, you know, selling 200K, like it's consistent streams, or like, okay, the Lil Baby fans they'll like this song just because it has him on him, which is just tragic. Because it just shows me that people don't even care about the music anymore. It's literally just names. It's all a lick. The music industry is all just fugazi. But again, with the #1 spot on Rap Caviar, we can actually check the streams as of today on Mansion Music. Dark Brotherhood, where is it? 846K. That's actually not as much as like Juice WRLD with Nightcrawler. So surprising that Dark Brotherhood, like the playlist Rap Caviar, isn't necessarily boosting it all too much, but it's still one of the highest. Like the other ones are getting like 2, 3, 400,000 on the latter half of the album, but still solid project. I have a wedding to go to later today. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. Was Carti on that song, or was Apple Music confused by Genius too, or the fans? Maybe they hired the wrong person. They hired a Carti detective that thinks every single thing in hip-hop is about Playboi Carti. What do you think Trippie's gonna sell? Did you like the album? All that. All right, of course, make sure to like, subscribe, join the Bob Gang if you with it. Peace out, club. Nothing.